Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Tuesday, November the 22nd. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading. Outside versus inside. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Oh, I bet you think I'm talking about outside bars versus inside bars. Well, guess what? I'm not. What I'm talking about is what goes on the outside of you versus what goes on the inside of you. Yeah, we're going to talk about trading psychology a little bit more. And one of the things that we want to talk about is, your risk management and that you don't lose any more than you're willing to lose on a particular trade. See, that's something that is both outside and inside. You can control how much you lose to a certain extent. I mean, barring unforeseen black swan, fat finger things that move the market 50 or 100 pips in the blink of an eye, if we're talking the few points or pips that the market might move, you can put your stop loss in and it'll pretty, if it gets hit, it'll be somewhere around where you put it. So you can control that. So you can see that there's some things on the outside that you can't control, but there's some things on the outside you can control to a certain extent. But you see, the thing about risk management is that on the inside, what does it do to you when you lose? Do you choose to get upset? Do you just say, oh, well, I'll get them the next time? I mean, so in other words, what are you bringing to your trading platform when you sit down? Are you bringing the attitude from, once again, that's on the inside. Are you bringing an attitude that really doesn't benefit you when you're trading? Because think about your mood, or the difference between your mood when you're in a trade and you're waiting to exit, or when you don't have a trade on the table and you're waiting to enter. How different is your mood? I bet that's something you've never really thought about. But it's something that, I notice myself on a regular recurring basis, because when I'm in a trade, more times than not, it starts off in the hole. And more times than not, it's like I'm maybe yelling at the screen or something when I know they can't hear me. But you just have to wonder. And then, that's on the inside. And then sometimes I might beat myself up, say, you idiot, you're stupid. Why did you do that? And once again, that's stuff I'm bringing to the trading platform. It's not something that's there waiting for me. They don't put that on me. I put that on myself. And so if you can somehow step back and maybe split your mind in two and watch what you're doing as you're doing it, you might laugh, because I laugh at myself all the time, let me tell you. In fact, while we were talking, let me see here. I was in a trade at, I think, 82, and price just ran against me. Let me see if I can find something here on the 1 minute chart. I got in, where was it? Somewhere around here, I think, on this spike. And I got suckered in. Then it came down here. And then what I did was I bought back in somewhere around here. And I had a chance to get out, with overall profit. But me being me, I didn't, because I'm looking at the dots thinking, okay, I want to ride this sucker. Well, guess what? It came back down. So then I did it again. And then it just didn't get to quite where I needed it to get to. So then right before I made the video, I put on another trade and I put on my TP. I think it was right here at 79. Yeah, right there. And so I finally got out. But you can see all the down and up, down and up. And so when I look at it, I go, I look back and I go, well, why did I take that trade? Well, if I remember correctly, if we switch over to M5, and I don't have a changer on this particular one. You can see here when I got in the trade, where was it? Here, M5 was green, and we had a magenta dot, an aqua dot, and at the time this dot was aqua. So I'm thinking, okay, it should go back up. And not that you know me, I'm not really big on trend lines, but I was kind of looking here, and see, at the moment I'm thinking, okay, when I got in that trade, maybe it'll come back up to that trend line. Actually, where was it? Let's see, no, the trade was here. So I was thinking it was going to possibly go back up, but now I've kind of lost my spot. Where was that trade? Anyway, I had a green M5 when I went into trade, and then it just reversed on me. I think maybe it was right here. So, what happens? I get mad. I get upset. It doesn't really do me any good. So I kind of have to just kick back and laugh at myself and go, okay, what do I need to do? Okay, now I need a plan. But I had my plan. I jumped back in. I basically played the numbers saying, okay, if I got in at 82, if I get in again at 72, then I should be able to punch out somewhere just above the midpoint there and at least maybe get a pip. Well, once again, I didn't do it. I just sometimes I'm too stubborn. I want to make every trade a winner. And so once again, that's something I bring to the table, that every trade I get in should be a winner. That's not good. That's not the way it works. But somehow in my bit brain, that's what I do. I think I can, beat the system. But where was my stop loss? Oh, how much was I willing to lose? Oh, I was willing to lose a bunch, because I was believing in my own press releases, thinking, okay, price is going to do this. Now, it's one thing to look at what price is doing and then act accordingly. It's another thing to try and swim upstream when it's overflowing. So you just have to be careful. But when you start to see what the market's doing, it's ranging, and you can see right here when you look at it, you look at the 70 level, look all the way across, and then you come up to the 80 level, and you can see it did break out, once up there, and it broke out to the south side, a couple times here. But you can just see all these lower wicks and all these upper wicks. Price is stuck right here for whatever reason. And so what do you bring to the table? Do you bring your powers of observation and rational thought and your ability to analyze the chart? Or do you bring something else like, hey, I want to make enough money so I can buy a Ferrari today, or something crazy like that? Are you focused on your method, your plan, executing it, or are you more focused on the results? Because when you look at the results, focus on the results, that can take you off of your plan. That can take you right out of your game. And we've talked about this before, and you've probably heard it from other places. And in fact, I was listening to one of those Indian from India gurus, or the guys that wear the turban and have the big beards and sit cross-legged. I don't know if you call him a guru or what, but it came up on my YouTube feed, so it had something about if you do this one thing, everything's going to be better. So it's like maybe it's a clickbait, but and I can see here price just moved to right about where that one entry was. Yeah, right there, 82.5. But he was saying about you know, what you're bringing and what you're doing. And, and it was kind of interesting because it was like, oh yeah, that kind of can be applied to trading, And sometimes one thing in trading can be the difference between profit and loss. You know, maybe it's just one little thing that you're bringing that maybe you shouldn't bring to your trading platform, and it's inside you. There's so much going on here that's inside you, and your trading, how you trade, is probably how you do everything in life. Are you methodical? Are you logical? Or are you emotional? Do you take things with a grain of salt? Do you find your own way? Or are you looking to follow somebody? It's like I get traders contacting me, I want to be your student. I want to be your. It's like, no, that's not why I'm here. I'm just here to share things, share my experience, share my code, share my ideas, help a few traders along the way. I'm not here to have a bunch of quote unquote students. I'm just showing people, because trading's something that you really kind of learn on your own. You learn by doing. It's like swimming. You learn to swim, you get in there, you get wet. Well, it's trading's kind of the same way. You have to get in there and put some money on the, in the game, skin in the game, and then you can see what happens. Right here, this has been a great M5 turn trade coming out of this here, where you had that second bull candle here at the flip-flop box, even on M5. Take that, you'd be up 5 pips or so right now. And you can see here it's climbing up, climbing up. It's even breaking. And it's kind of struggling. We still got 2 minutes left in this candle. And see what happens here. So really, check yourself and see what you're bringing, because what's on the inside is really going to affect your trading. Not so much what's on the outside, except for, if you're distracted, if you've got a bunch of other windows open or computers open. In fact, one trader said, hey, I want to set up that network like you had. You said you had 5 computers. But I go, yeah, I just had one computer. It wasn't really a network. I just had one computer that I used to do all my communication. That way, I didn't want to use my other computers for other than trading and coding, because I didn't want them to be infected if there was some virus or something. So that's one of the reasons why. And I just wanted them, I had a dedicated machine. All I did, that was the machine for coding, dedicated machine. That was for communications. And then 3 machines, online to 3 different brokers. Because sometimes I would play the lead lag game, where you see one broker usually leads and one broker usually lags, and so you put your trades on the lagging broker, and you can make some quick pips that way sometimes. Because if they're just 1 second slow, and then the move happens, that's all you need to put the trade on. Right here, if you saw this thing say break from 77 up to 80, and you look at the screen and the other broker's still at 77, you punch buy, and next thing you know, you're at 80. Boom, 3 pips. That's just, another little way to trade, but I can't do that anymore because I'm out in the country and there's just too much lag time. So you see, we didn't quite make a new high, but it seems like it's a good trade. Well, fellow traders, really sit down and see what you're bringing to that trading platform, because there's a lot of stuff on the inside that's affecting your results, because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.